outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
They're on the 26-yard line.
Okay. Right to the 3. Right 58, right there. Great. What is it?
Newton on first down. Buying time to his left. That's caught at the 25. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. John Ross, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Oko over here. 258.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So third and long.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Come on!
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
And third down is a key down in any game you play, and third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
This is fielded at the 27.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 42-yard line.
Ready.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen. There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his fifth touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Prater for the extra point, and it's now 14-0. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. Bye-bye, Beasley. Touchdown, Vikings. Cole Beasley, his second touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point good by Gam3hawk360's, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
20.
Now Newton, eluding the pressure right. Going deep downfield for Ross. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, you got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Mostert. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Here's Grant. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Newton to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. This is Royce Freeman, 2nd-year man from Oregon. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. He juked him, and he finds the tight end, Reed. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
He's crossing. He's crossing now.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go. We got this. We got this. Kill, kill, kill.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Gun.
3rd and 2, Newton. He'll buy some time right, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Remember, Prater has hit from 64 earlier in his career. This one not quite as long, but good from distance nonetheless. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Room here to run. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 51 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing a point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Hey, check 26.
On play action, Rodgers. Flush to his right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. Dumps it off to Lewis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
And the Raider first down.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Come on, D. Hey! Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton got a man open. It's Ross. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. It's hauled in by Ellington. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Newton now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
20.
To throw is Newton. He's got Lewis. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
At the Vikings 5-yard line.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get nervous.
Here's Newton. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
319.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this one complete to Reed. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Pitching to Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And the Raiders pick it up. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season, with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed, because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. It's caught. Jones. First catch for the NFL's leader in receiving yards a year ago, and a first down. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones, because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their affirmation. And he hasn't been getting much of that in this game, and their team is losing, and he wants to have a better effect on the game.
Just the first connection, Ryan to Jones there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Dayon Buchanan coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing now is Rodgers. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded inside the 5. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorites.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Defense wins championships, baby.
They'll flip this quickly out to Beasley. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Now Rodgers, flushed out right. Jones has it. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Gostkowski's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They will run with Grant. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. From the gun, here's Newton. Open man is Ross, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
That's it. 180. 58 right there. 8.
This is Mostert. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Now, I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so, because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You look at the geography of the field, right, where you are. That's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Ready? 88. Mike 58, right there. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
On second and goal, Newton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Dion Lewis, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done, because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now, because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. To throw on second and 10. Rodgers, he completes it to Jones. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing is Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. But he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Strip that ball.
And again, it's Rodgers. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. He may try, and I think the ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the 2-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And that's caught by Beasley. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now Mostert. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ready? 180! 58, come on. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
Ready? Right to the 3. Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that